Hello, Seka. So you've been gone for like 6 to 8 weeks. Where you been, bro? I quit Genshin like everybody else during the break. Why? Because there was no content, Seka. I just needed to take a break, some me time. By the way, I got a Mistsplitter recently. Wait, so you got Ayato, Haran, and Mistsplitter on the free-to-play account? Yes. I'm gonna make M-Tash my bitch. You think you're better than free-to-play god? He got Ayaka and Mistsplitter, bro. But he doesn't know. My Kaya's gonna be C6 soon. Oh, yeah. But anyway, Seka, the new banners are here. Oh, really? Yes. I'm not going to summon. You're waiting for Kazuha? Of course, everyone's waiting for Kazuha. I'm not waiting for Kazuha! I got him on the first rank, you son! Okay, bro. Why you guys ruin everything, Normie Seka? And you don't? Now into the banner information, because we're getting all the information in sequence. We have the brand new banner, which is going to be completely dog shit. I knew this going into it, but whatever. We got Yelan with Yanfei, Barbara, and Noelle. So we have 2 banners back to back with really unfortunate 4 stars. I kind of need Noelle constellations, to be honest, because I kind of want to build Noelle on one of my accounts. So I kind of want to summon there. We all know this about Barbara. She's, you know, she's Barbara, so she's the worst. Yeah. And then we got Kuki Shinobu, who's actually coming out pretty soon. So I was talking about it today with the Kuki Shinobu's abilities and how she would work. And she's going to be like the best healer coming out for free to play 4 stars. Maybe like there's comparison between Sayo and Diona, but like there's a whole other thing that I'll talk about in another video. And then there's Yanfei. I have my own personal take on Yanfei, and everyone gets mad at me for saying this, but I hate Yanfei DPS because she's just super weak. And everybody that I say this to says, but she's a 4-star. But the reality is that Yanfei, being a 4-star even at C6, doesn't compare to any other fire 4-star that you would want to use for DPS. And we were doing the damage numbers on her, and at maximum damage potential for her, you would still need a ridiculous amount of energy recharge just to get your energy back on Yanfei, just to get her ultimate up again on sequence. And if you got enough energy recharge, it just would never work out. So you have to use Yanfei with a character like Raiden Shogun, which is like using 2 normal attack or charge attack characters to even get the energy back for her. So she literally has like an impossible energy setup to even get her energy back. So her DPS is super low because even if you build maximally for damage, get a big damage rotation, you're still the second damage rotation after that, it's going to do like no damage at all, because you're not going to have any energy. So you have to build a ridiculous amount of energy recharge to get her. So besides that, she has problems with her ratios for charge attack, etc. So there's a bunch of problems with the kid. So overall, Yanfei, a very weak character, and I was really disappointed on the launch for her. But you know, she can still 36-star Abyss and do everything if you have like all the gear in the world. But as far as other characters go, there's so many better characters. So overall in this banner, unfortunately, Yelan, one of the biggest waifus in the world, has like the biggest skip banner ever, and that's so rough, man. That's so rough. One of the coolest characters has the biggest freaking skip banner. So if you're free to play or budget, probably not a good idea. Now the big reason I would say at this point would be a good idea to skip Yelan, besides the 4 stars kind of sucking, besides all that, right, is we got 2 things that are coming out really soon that a lot of people are looking forward to. First off, Kazuha should be coming in 2.8, and a lot of people have seen it. There's a lot of rumors around it, and he's been one of the most awaited characters of all time. So many people are looking forward to that. The second thing is, if you haven't seen it, there's been a lot of Dendro leaks floating around right now, and I'm not going to spoil them, but they're good. So yay. And Dendro should be coming in 3.0 right after 2.8. So we have a few months coming around through this. So if you're looking to save your pre-must for Kazuha and Dendro, and potentially the Dendro Archon as well, you may not be able to get the Dendro Archon plus Kazuha plus Yelan. You will probably only get 2 of the 3. So Yelan, while a really good character, just seems like she's on a banner that's just really rough. And then I got the weapon banner for Yelan and Zhao. So this is the weapon banner for Yelan and Zhao. We got the Aqua Simulacra, the Jade Spear. I know it's in, I think it's in Brazilian actually. We got Sacrificial Bow, Sacrificial Sword, Lithic Spear, Eye of Perception, and the Favoni's Greatsword. Now 3 of these weapons are pretty good. Sacrificial swords, a lot of people do need for their Sing-Cho. We got the Lithic Spear, which is a really good weapon in general for a lot of characters. You can use it for your Shenhe. You can use it for a lot of characters. At Refined 5, this weapon's comparable to 5-star weapons when you have 4 leeway characters, and the amount of leeway characters keeps increasing over time. So I'm really seeing to see like more and more of them, especially now, since if you're going to be using the Lithic Spear, let's just say on Zhongli or something like that, and you wanted to use that on, let's just say, your Hu Tao team now Hu Tao is going to have Hu Tao plus Zhongli plus Sing-Cho plus Yelan, which are all 4 leeway characters. There's a couple other leeway characters teams that come out. You can use this on Zhao potentially if you wanted to. If you want to get this for Refined 5, you didn't end up getting the Jade Spear or something like that. You can use Zhao with Zhongli, and then you can use Yelan on that team as well. So that'd be 3 leeway characters, and you could use a 4th leeway character on that team, like whatever character you would want. If you wanted to use Bennett, you could. If you wanted to use Albedo, you could. That's would be a Mondstadt characters, but that's still 3 leeway characters. So it's decent now on Zhao, depending on how you want to do it. Or you could even use Sing-Cho to use 4 leeway characters, depending on like how you wanted to play things out. So there's a lot of positives with this weapon. Sacrificial bows could be a good bow for Yelan, could be good for what's it called? For Diona, if you wanted to at times. There are a lot of different ways of using this bow, and there's going to be future characters that could potentially use this bow in the future. So I think that this is overall a decent weapon banner. Not the best, but decent, especially since Jade Spear is a great weapon for a lot of people, and the Aqua Simulacra is a great one. So if you're thinking about something on a banner, and you really couldn't like save your premiums because you've been saving extra time because you've been saving for a long time, you potentially, the weapon banner seems significantly better in my opinion for building your box than going for the character banner personally. But I do think Yelan would be the better option between the two if you wanted to pick up a character, but the Aqua Simulacra is a really good bow. All right, so we finally have new information regarding the bow. I've been waiting to talk about this bow for like an eon. So the new bow, which is going to be Yelan's brand new bow, is going to be, I believe, the best bow in Genshin for some people. It's going to be really strong. It is a 88 crit damage weapon with 542 base, which is amazing already. And this 5-star weapon is going to take items that are actually from Leeway / Mondstadt. So that's really nice for having weapon material. So somebody has money actually be able to save resources there. The new resource that's directly from what's the area? The Chasm, yeah. And then, oh no, the Spectre Orbs. Oh no. So unfortunately, you gotta find the little Spectre dudes, but it is what it is. I forgot to farm them. I'll have to do that tomorrow. This bow is gonna boost HP by 16% when their opponents nearby. It's going to increase the damage of the wielder of this weapon by 20%. So it's not going to boost anyone else on your team. It's just going to boost whatever character is going to be using this bow by 20%. And this ability would technically not snapshot, but seeing how it's going to boost whether you're on field or off field, it will technically not snapshot, but be able to be worked into a snapshotted ability. So it like snapshots asterisk. It doesn't work snapshot in the way that snapshots work currently, but it would snapshot, let's just say, Ganyu's ultimate. If you're not aware of what a snapshot is when you take the stat window, or whatever stat window that you would have, and then boost the character's abilities based off the locked stats of that stat window when you like fully buff a character. That's why Zhang Ling can hit super high numbers and be consistent on the ultimate. This is the first ability ever, I believe, one of the first, that would technically snapshot but not snapshot by boosting damage, but then not boost through the damage window. So it's a very new ability that it doesn't happen often. It's just super, super rare to see. This is a snapshotted / not, but not snapshotted in the way that we define it now, ability. And this is going to be a very, 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 very strong weapon for a ton of characters. First off, if you're wondering if this is going to be good for Yoimiya, the answer is yes and no. Yes, it would be good for Yoimiya. No, it's not going to be better than the Thundering Pulse. The Thundering Pulse will still be better for Yoimiya. If you're wondering if this weapon's going to be for Ganyu, yes, it'll be good for Ganyu, and it could potentially be her best in-slot bow for certain builds. When you're looking at this bow in particular, when utilizing a Ganyu with a Shenhe, this would be 100% the best in-slot bow and definitely dwarfs the Amos bow in comparison as far as the overall damage that it provides. There are tons of characters that can utilize this bow, but this bow would be best off on any sub DPS character that's wanting to get as many boosts as possible. If you're wondering if it's good on Fischl, it'll definitely be a near best in slot on Fischl, depending on if you're close to the enemy or not. Who else is there? Technically, it could be really good on Amber, but you know, who's doing that? I'd say Elegy at the end is still better the way you use it, right? Who else is there? Diona could... Technically, this also could be the best in slot weapon for DPS on a Diona, because if you think about it, if you're using this, if you wanted to use this bow on Diona with a Shenhe, you could boost Diona the maximum possible damage boost, I believe, from this bow, and that would give the most possible damage to a Diona. So yes, you could boost Diana as a DPS Diana. When you use a Shenhe with Diona, you hit about 50,000 on an elemental skill right now with Favonius weapon. So I'm curious as to see how strong Diona is with this weapon, because it does seem like it would be a really, really strong weapon for her. Regards to Tartaglia, this would be a great weapon for Tartaglia. If you're wondering if it's better than the Polar Star, it would probably be comparable. I don't know if I would consider it better, because of how the bow is going to work with all your damage. It would boost every part of your damage, and it may be better than the Polar Star, but I'm not sure. As far as Sarah goes, for her personal damage, I believe this would be near the best in slot. I would have to do some testing on it, but I believe it's better than the Thundering Pulse, which is currently the best overall damage, and I believe it would be better than that for the maximum possible damage gained. But of course, it would lower the boost that you would get from the ultimate, so you may not get as much for her boost, but there are other ways of getting attack boost. So yeah, it would probably boost her near maximally. For Venti specifically, I would say that this would also be a very good strong weapon, but again, the elemental reaction is going to take a big part in this. And when I did a comparison test, when I was trying to figure out what would do more damage between the Skyward Harp as well as the other weapon, the stringless was out damaging the Skyward Harp at times, so it's really, really hard to tell you which one would be better between the two. And the next thing we're going to talk about is going to be the free bow, which is the Fading Twilight bow. I saw this bow a while ago. I'm going to be honest, this bow is pretty shit. It's pretty shit. It's really good, asterisk, but it's pretty shit. So the problem with this bow is that there are better bows that you can get as a free-to-play player that are 4-star bows as well. And this bow is kind of good, but not really that good. It's super asterisk good. So what it's gonna do is it's going to be an energy recharge based bow with near max base attacks for 4 stars, right? 565 base attack, so high base attack. It has 3 states called Evergleam, Afterglow, and Dawn Blaze, which increase damage dealt by 6, 10, and 14% respectively. So at Refined 5, this is gonna be 12, 20, and 28 respectively, which you're gonna probably get for free. When attacks hit the opponents, this weapon will switch to the next state. This weapon can change states once every 7 seconds, and the character equipping this weapon will trigger the state while not on the field. So this is supposed to be like the pseudo free-to-play bow for Yelan, and you could potentially use it on a lot of different characters. The problem of this bow is that for a lot of characters, the Stringless would be better, the Moyun's Moon would be better, the Alley Hunter would be better. For Ganyu specifically, for like DPS bows, there's still like the Prototype Crescent and the other one, the Hamayumi bow for both for her, and then there's the Rust for both Tartaglia as well as Yoimiya. So the only character I was kind of curious about this weapon for was kind of like maybe Diona or maybe Yelan to like boost them a little bit, but I really found this when I was doing the damage numbers on this bow, it didn't really feel like it was that impactful, even with an ER bow. And the only nice thing with this bow is that it's going to have a high base attack with ER, which is going to allow Yelan to get a little bit more damage for percentage buffs as well from emblem set, and also give her a little bit more damage from percentage attack boosts. So this was like okay, it just wasn't great, and there were better options from the 4-star options that I saw before. But like for supporting characters, I think you're just gonna still want to use like Favonius or Sacrificial Bow in general, because those bows provide a lot more for energy recharge based bows, and I really wouldn't want to use this particular bow on too many characters. That's going to do it for this video. My name's Sekapoko. Thank you so much for watching. Please enjoy this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, of course, like, subscribe, all the fun stuff. Let me know what you guys are summoning for in the comment section down below. You have a wonderful rest of your day.